Good morning, everybody, and happy Sunday. So, Amberlynn Reid gave reactors a lot to work with, um, and I was digesting as much as I could of it, but I am still going through a flare up of my own condition, and therefore I have to sleep a lot. I'm starting to rebuild strength from this episode, so hopefully the swelling in my face will go down and I'll be back up and running soon. But it's a little scary that this could be happening on a monthly basis for me for God knows how long. Who knows? But anyway, I just wanted to go over this real quickly. The connection between cruelty to animals and human violence. Nearly all violent individuals were abused, neglected, or abandoned as children. The majority of violent individuals started abusing animals as children or adolescents and later added violence against humans. This I will provide the link to, but what I had remembered and why I looked this up is because Amberlynn has a history of this now, and it does ultimately lead to a connection in serial killers. Now, I'm not saying that that's where she's going to go, and she does claim to be getting some sort of mental therapy. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows how much of this is for shock content? The FBI estimates there are 500 serial killers operating in the US at any one time. Most of them rape, torture, or savagely kill their victims. The number of serial killers has increased in recent years. All known serial killers are abused as children. All known serial killers tortured animals. Like I said, I will drop the link to this in my video. So rather than Amber has pulled down the most triggering video that she did, um, but it got covered extensively over the weekend. I'm watching Karina's recap of it, which is a little shorter than some of the other things that I watched yesterday. But I was in and out of sleep while I was listening to what was going on. Most of what I saw was on Polpe's channel, and I know Jordy was covering it as well. I believe that French Fried Girl also covered it, and I'm sure a lot of other people did as well. But let's see what Karina's recap of this is.
My ex is like just not like good. Prefer being single. I prefer it, folks. I'm a good girlfriend.
Me and my siblings received a portion of a settlement for my dad's job that ended up being around $5,000 to $6,000 for each of us. I was not allowed to keep it. She told me that the money had to go into paying the bills and my half of the rent. My mom had plans for when she would have received that money before she passed away. Getting it was bittersweet, and I would have liked to use it in some way to honor her. She wouldn't have wanted Amber to have it.
I'm attentive, caring.
Thing that
I'm attentive, caring. Let me pull up the volume on this one a little bit. I had it set low because it was early in the morning when I first started trying to do my research to do another video. So, basically, she projects a lot of falsehoods onto not only the people around her, like she's constantly pulling the closest people around her into this web of lies, but she herself then plays victim um, when she's her the only, it's her, it was her choice to rename them for the show, which doesn't really matter all that much. So Emily had the misfortune of crossing paths with her. Emily does not sound like a great person either. And nobody's walking away from this thinking, oh my, oh, poor Emily. Because we've already heard from some of her exes as well um, that she's got some fetishes that are really unhealthy for her partners. But all right, I digress.
Took up a lot of time was this game that she would force me to play for 45 minutes to an hour usually. And she would have me sit behind her and pretend to pick lint.
Hi everyone. In today's video, we're going to be talking about Amber's deleted Snapchat rant about ex Tommy and just her deleted rant on Snapchat and all the drama on Snapchat, as well as if you're carrying extra 30 pounds on Monday. Part 2 of Amber raging about ex Tommy. Before we get started, I just wanted to say 2 really important things that I found out when I finished watching the live streams today, when she was raging and crying and having a meltdown about ex-girlfriend Tommy. So ex-girlfriend Tommy had released a bunch of messages that exposed how badly Amber treated Tommy. And Amber went and, because she needed some money, did a bunch of live streams, okay? One of the things that she says during the live streams, it's just really, really not surprising that you are still doing this to Beck. She brings up Beck and she reads out a comment that somebody to say about Beck, which is, in my opinion, really in poor taste. So basically,
Yeah, also, okay, so a couple thoughts on that. Beck just had, I think, a major surgery for, I think it was cancer. And she was severely abused by Amber and asked to, be paid through the mom's inheritance to back to she was told to turn it over. And I'm sorry, they, them. My apologies. I'm a little older. It's harder for me to remember the pronouns sometimes. Basically, not only is that incredibly cheap and scandalous that she did that, but Karina is going to go break down like how much the estimated value of each of her live streams is, given the length and just the fact that she has learned that this is the way she's going to make money, is by creating fictional situations about people that are maybe partially based in fact, and probably inspired by her own behavior as reactions to her. This is where we land. And if you look at her makeup, I don't know if you've ever cried with a lot of heavy makeup on, like what she's got on, but it doesn't generally it kind of blobs out of the bottom, right? Like if you're crying, because your tears generally fall either towards the nose or towards the center of your eye. But you see the smear points are on either side. It seems like this is intentionally set up, even with makeup that appears mostly waterproof. I'm just saying, like, I'm a woman too, Amberlynn. I've worn very heavy makeup in my days. I was a goth as a teenager, okay, which is much heavier makeup than what you have on. And so I know the limitations of what makeup can do. Plus, I was a cosmetologist for 5 years and 2 years of training before I got my first job. So there's that.
She reads out this statement. Why are people questioning why Amber stayed but didn't question Beck? Beck was destitute and fully dependent on you for money, which is why they didn't leave. You financially manipulated them and controlled them, like I showed in the beginning of this video. There's a reason I showed it in the beginning of the video. You cannot possibly compare yourself with lots of money, okay? Like you say, thank you for the money to all the people that donate. You had hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. You could have easily left because you didn't like the way that she was talking to you. Tommy asked you to leave many times. She said, can you please go back to Oklahoma? You had the resources. Your free Uber mommy was on standby and she was going to pick you up and drive you back for 20 hours. The point is, how dare you bring up Beck, and especially at a time like this, and on top of that, how dare you compare yourself with somebody who was financially destitute, was being emotionally manipulated and financially controlled by you, and yourself, a person well off that could have left at any moment. Tommy asked you to leave. Tommy asked you to leave. Let's go for trilogy. Tommy asked you to leave. Why didn't you? She also says that when she saw that Tommy was releasing these messages, she actually messaged Tommy and said, like, I can't believe you're talking to people when I'm in the hospital. Block and delete me. I just wanted to chime in and say, I don't understand what you mean while you're in the hospital. You are in the hospital at least monthly. You only tell people when you need to divert attention from you being exposed. You're in the hospital.
And this is why I brought up the article about animal abuse, because first of all, the story does go into the animal abuse, but also it shows how that abuse extends into her human relationships as well. And I mean, I'm making a lot of assumptions here. Obviously, I'm not a criminal detective, I'm not an attorney, a prosecutor, or anything like that. But I have definitely done a lot of research on the subject, given that I worked for a company that was involved in selling specific systems to police agencies and the FBI and international agencies to be able to solve crimes. So I've seen footage of things that you've never seen. But one thing that I do know about the mindset of a serial killer is that they start small. I mean, obviously, to most of us, killing a cat or, losing a cat, whatever you want to say, um, could be considered big to us, right? Like, why aren't her animals chipped? How did she obtain these animals that she wasn't forced to get them chipped? Every time I've ever adopted an animal, that has been part of the adoption process, was paying for them to be chipped. Because if they were found by animal control on the streets, they were then chipped and put in their shelter until they could be adopted. This just breaks my heart because I've owned animals my entire life, and they bring me so much joy and so much comfort. And obviously, I've had tragedy with animals too. I'm completely disabled now from a dog bite. But um, anyway, let's go on.
The time. It's a natural occurrence for you. So what? Also, I don't understand why you continuously trusted Tommy, because Tommy had already exposed you with Mr. Snowflake. That being said, Tommy responded to her, supposedly, allegedly, as far as Amber is saying, and said, I have a lot more to say, and if you say anything about me, I won't hold back. So that thing that I said yesterday, it's true. Of course, Tommy wants to say more things. So you pushed Tommy to the brink, you mistreated her, and that's why she did what she did. Also, she says this interesting statement. I should have known the way that she was texting me, her text messaging style or whatever changed. She was gathering screenshots. I'm going to ask you again, Pookie Lynn Amberlynn, why in the world would you continue to be friends and communicate with a person that already exposed you? You deserve what you get. All right, we're going to get into all the drama, everything I'm saying, just for entertainment purposes only, not meant to be taken seriously. Please don't take anything I say seriously. I'm sharing opinions, not facts, on publicly accessible information, first made public by public figures. Please don't go to these people's channels to leave mean-spirited, negative, discouraging, disparaging comments. Please don't do that. Entertainment purposes only.
You guys.
Yes, I totally agree. Don't use any information from my channel to harass other people. Um, because I do this more from just an interesting standpoint. One thing that Amber likes to claim is that she's an avid reader. Well, I don't know what grade level she's reading at, but um, her verbal vocabulary is pretty low for somebody who claims to be an avid reader.
I was on live stream. It kind of like hit the fan a little bit. And I'm like, I had a lot of makeup on and I've like wiped it off with my hands because, oh my God, my eyes are itching because I was holding my little baby kitty. I've been allergic to him for all of the 9 years that I've had him, but it's been worth it in every single aspect.
Okay, so she claims that it's worth it to have a cat even when you're allergic, but you have two different cats that supposedly by magic, I love it when magic gets involved, get your own channel magic, disappeared on your watch. Gracie, who you had a very large motive to get rid of because you needed a new cat and there was a pet limit. When Gracie supposedly ran away, you said, well, maybe she's in a better place. Immediately, you were cold, detached, no affect. Then Rarity, your ex has told us that Rarity ran away multiple times and then I guess came back or you found her, but now she ran away forever. And I believe, this is my opinion, not a fact, as a lot of people believe, you let her out because you were desperate to stay in Tommy's house in Wisconsin. You didn't even tell Tommy right away that Rarity was missing, and also you didn't know that Rarity was missing for over 24 hours. Please spare me this nonsense. Oh my God, I love my cat so much. It's worth it to be allergic. You should not be around animals. You cannot take care of them, and they run away from you, and in my opinion, you let them out, and that's the kindest thing I could say.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree with that animals seem to be more props for her live streams and for the image that she wants to put forward than they are actual companions in her life. And I would say that for Chantel as well, that she's so flippant about owning animals that it's clear she doesn't truly care for her pets either. And both of them are not taking care of their animals. They're not getting their nails clipped, they're not chipped. I mean, that's a basic one. They, where did you pick up these animals that they didn't get chipped?
But now I need to go take off my makeup the right way, but I accidentally like smeared it all.
Well, how did you smear all your makeup, but you still have like perfectly 3 dots under each eye, right? Are you wearing waterproof makeup and you're trying to expect us to believe that you're smearing your makeup? I just don't even get this.
Wow, my eyes look so green right now. I don't think it's the filter. I don't know. Sometimes my eyes just look green. Maybe it is.
Well, you probably have hazel eyes because hazel eyes can change color. That's the only thing, unless you put in some contacts. I have no idea.
The filter. I don't know what I'm gonna do for dinner. What'd you guys do for dinner? My live stream was. My ex is like. Just not, like, good.
So somebody in my comments section said something, and it's really intelligent. They said she needed a week to think of a response, and she found one by going around and reading from her journal and screaming that these are my feelings and this is how I felt, so it must be true. Your ex is not good? Okay. Amber, you were asked to leave repeatedly by Tommy in Wisconsin. You lost your cat to try to mend a relationship that wasn't a relationship from the beginning. Look, you know what Amber does? She meets these random girls online. For about 15 years, she meets these random girls online. She immediately jumps into a relationship with them and says, timelines are not a thing. They are a thing. And here's why. Any relationship, I don't care who is in it, needs time to build. There has to be a foundation. You should have, at the very least, dated her in a regular way where you guys just went on dates or maybe visited each other. You immediately wanted to move in because you wanted her to be your caretaker. And
Well, yes, this is absolutely true. But also, when this was going on, she was trying to convince her audience that this is how lesbians roll, that they move faster. I had never heard that before. I know people all over the LGBTQIA spectrum, and I have never heard that before. That they're just like, oh, yes, let's combine finances, let's get a home together. It generally, from my perspective, has been the same course of time as heterosexual type of interactions. So I don't know why she seems to think that she can put forward nonsense like that as if she's educating her entire. I mean, obviously she has people that are stupid enough to believe her, but most people, I think, do not. I think most of her audience at this point are hate watchers.
you wanted to live in a house. Don't even try me with this one. I know exactly what your big goal in life is, to live in a house and to not have to rely on mommy over there, your free Uber. Look, Tommy was not the ideal partner for
Yeah, and once you see the breakdown that Karina gives us on how much she was probably making, you'll understand how incredibly cheap this bitch is. All right. So basically, she gets her mom to drive her everywhere when she could actually set up a car service if she's that fearful of driving her, on her own. Maybe she is. Maybe she doesn't fit vehicles very well. Um, this is entirely possible. I don't know. I've never been as large as these women. I've never been in a condition where I couldn't get behind the wheel myself and go where I needed to go unless I was just too sick to like leave the house that day. But that to me, with that kind of income, you would set aside a, a fund of this is how much I'm going to need for transportation this month, rather than putting the burden of that onto your relatives or your close friends, intimate partnerships, etc.
Amber, but what I don't understand here is why don't we just like talk about what you did? You barricaded her in the room, in the bathroom. You wouldn't let her leave, okay?
Yeah.
You also, obviously, now I'm 100% convinced. You were talking to other women behind the scenes while she was looking up other women. Yeah, you both, in my opinion, you weren't committed. Amber said something incredibly important. She said, well, all the people that she didn't want me to talk to during the relationship, I'm now talking to them. You know how I know that you were interested in these women while you were dating Tommy? Because if you were not interested in them, you would never in a million years talk to them after the relationship was over. If you're dating somebody and they accuse you of wanting different people and then you guys break up and you never talk to them, you never really wanted them in the first place. If you go and you start talking to them, you were obviously interested in them during the relationship. You were asked to leave repeatedly and you would not leave. You literally lost Rarity. I don't really care about you and Tommy. I care about where is Rarity today? Where is your elderly cat that paid the ultimate price for your nonsense, for your ability, like your obsessive ability to want to be loved by random strangers? Amber, don't you understand when you get into a relationship and a person tells you a month later they love you, that they're not telling you the truth? Why don't you focus on yourself instead?
Yeah, that's the thing is that I think um, Emily, who she kept calling Tommy in the beginning, um, made it pretty clear to her that this was going to be a rebound relationship for her because she was still mourning the loss of her girlfriend that passed away just a couple months before this all started, right? And there were consequences for her. She couldn't have everything on the net like that. She couldn't have all of these things come out the way that they did because she also is sharing custody of her own child with her ex um, husband, I think. So we're talking about somebody who's potentially bisexual. I'm not sure exactly the story back there. But at the time, Amber would have already been in communication with several other people, and we know that she was in communication with a married person who they had never met. And there's a whole backstory to that, too. They started it out as a joke to see how far Amberlynn would go with it, and she took it so far that it ended in divorce because Amber wouldn't let go of that person either.
Of Tommy.
And I kind of like reacted as I react.
Okay, so Amber's telling you that she reacted. You know what we're gonna do? I usually don't do this. I'm gonna go to her channel and tell you, in my opinion, how much she made per these videos. Like these videos that Amber decided to make, these live streams that Amber decided to make on Tommy, right? She did a lot of live streams. For those of you that don't know, every single time you start a new live stream or a new video, you are getting a separate paycheck per video, okay? Oh, let's just start, okay? These are my opinions based on working here. Keep in mind that I'm not counting her super chats, okay? We're gonna take a look how much she made in super chats. But okay, Amberlynn Reid is live 2 hours. So let me just tell you before we start. The longer your video is, the more YouTube will pay you if your video is monetized. The one that says Amberlynn Reid is live, 44,000 views. That is between $400 and $700. I would probably say it's around $600 to $700, even $800, possibly. The video titled okay is between $200 and $400. I would say around three something. The video titled I don't like this, 46 minutes, 36,000 views, between three something to five something dollars, could be 600 depending. Amberlynn Reid is live again, an hour video, between $400 and $500, possibly $300 to $500. All right, in that neighborhood. Amber, it looks like your response and you responding to Tommy has made you hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's convenient you didn't say anything about that. I understand that it's her job, and I'm not coming for her for that. But she makes it seem like she was forced to respond and didn't get anything in return. Amber, you would never be able to earn this kind of money at any job.
If you guys saw me without this filter. I'm just like, I don't know. I want to be single. Prefer being single.
She absolutely does not prefer to be single. Amber, what is the point of you lying like this? Now, you could maybe make the case that you prefer not to be with Tommy, although we know that you're still talking to her, and like the minute that she tells you that you're back together, you are. Here's the bottom line. Amber Reid would give up everything to be in a relationship. She said in a recent live stream that she will literally stay with anyone, pretty much. Amber, tomorrow somebody asks you to be their girlfriend, you're going to be their girlfriend. You do not prefer to be single.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not. I mean, this is a high maintenance person who expects everybody around her to do things for her. She uses her weight as an excuse for why she can't do things for herself. And then gets into these very complicated situations where she is mistreating her partners in really bad ways, and she clearly has no boundaries. And like I said, it goes back to look at how she treats her animals. And I say the same about Chantel. Yes, you too, girl.
Audience actually knows you.
At Wells Fargo, we get it. You started
not prefer to be single. Your audience actually knows you.
I prefer it, folks. Oh my god, my cat just jumped on the toilet to the sink, but then he missed. Are you okay, baby? Are you okay? Yeah, he's good, he's good.
Uh-huh.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I like being single, right?
Uh-huh. So you say.
Because it's like makeup all over my hand. My own time. When I want, how I want. My eyes are swollen from crying. Sobbles, rubbing my eyes. And then it's like, I have this weird feeling no one's gonna love me anyway. Like,
that actually might be a true statement coming out of her, because she is so manipulative and so determined that she needs everybody to adore her and treat her like the queen that she believes she is. And she is basically putting herself in a position of being handicapped as a result of it. You know, a lot of us do not choose to be handicapped. If we could avoid it, we would avoid it. I did not choose to be bitten by a dog and end up with complex regional pain disorder. But such is life, right? So now I have to deal with the complications of that. But you know what? I only ask my mom to come by when I have doctor's appointments to watch my dog, or if she could potentially help me get my trash cans back in if I'm having a rough day.
I stepped on my shower mat. Like, and I have excoriation.
You know, I think that if anybody was interested in you and they did a simple Google search, which in this day and age, who wouldn't, they would no longer be interested in you if they just saw your own content. You have a bunch of different dramas with every single one of your exes. You even dated a woman that you never met who was married. I think the main reason why people would not be interested in dating you is how you expose people, how you lie about people, how you gaslight everyone in your life, and the things that you've done in the past to your partners. For example, steal Casey's money, belittle your ex-partners, and then go ahead and steal Beck's mom's inheritance. The point is, I think you have deeper problems than what you're letting on. And this whole video that is now going to be deleted off of Snapchat is completely irrelevant. The poor me, who's going to date me? Who cares who's going to date you? Why don't you just get your life in order? Why don't you start treating people better? How about this? You know why you're always going to have a problem dating? Because it's all on the internet due to your own decisions. How are you ever going to get a regular job? Or how are you ever going to get a partner when you treat people badly and it's all documented on the internet?
Because I have excoriation. I have lymphedema, lipedema. I have a good heart.
No, you don't. No, you do not. And you know what? You don't get to decide what kind of person you are and the character that you have. Other people can see it and feel it. It's palpable. The horrendous things that you have done to others, no.
I'm attentive, caring,
Demanding.
I'm a good girlfriend.
She would also be sure to take away any money I'd get from other sources. I mentioned this before, but even being seen collecting change would trigger her to question whether I was saving up to leave her. When my mother passed away, me and my siblings received a portion of a settlement for my dad's job that ended up being around $5,000 to $6,000 for each of us. I was not allowed to keep it. She told me that the money had to go into paying the bills and my half of the rent. My mom had plans for when she would have received that money before she passed away. Getting it was bittersweet, and I would have liked to use it in some way to honor her. She wouldn't have wanted Amber to have it, and it really hurt, but she took it anyway.
People deserve better than that.
Yeah.
This type. Hi, baby. This is Romeo. It's a sweet baby.
All your exes deserve better. All of your exes deserve better than what you gave them, okay? As far as Romeo, yeah, take a good look at Romeo. Maybe the last time you see him, it's okay. She's gonna lose him anyways, not care about him anyways, because remember, that cat won't be a kitten for much longer. And eventually, when the cat is middle-aged or something or whatever, she's going to find a new caretaker girlfriend. The girl's not going to be in Oklahoma because Amberlynn Reid refuses to date on dating sites with your own city because she doesn't want rejection. So she just needs for somebody to message her and say, I like you and I live in a different state. So she's going to take her pets to the different state again, and then she's going to lose him again. She's going to do, Tommy Point 2, where she tried to do anything to keep Tommy. Tommy, even create a wild diversion. Anyways, Amber, I feel really bad for your pets. The true victims are the pets.
Let's go. But anyways, I'm just ranting at this point.
I want to invite you.
Let's go. But anyways, I'm just ranting at this point. You know, on the plus side of things, I'm realizing I don't really care for the way it makes me feel. So, won't be probably years, because I'm not sure I enjoy it. But, I'm about to get comfy, and I'm about to, get comfy.
I hope Rarity's ghost haunts you forever. I don't care about your hobbies, which is why I took off the last thing that she's talking about, what she wants to watch. I don't care. Amber, I've given you the benefit of the doubt for years and years. I will never forgive you for what you do to animals. That being said, Amber, if you're just realizing that all that water that you drank affected you, Pookie, I don't feel bad for you. I don't feel bad for you. I do not feel bad for you. I'm going to go for trilogy. I feel bad for your exes, some of them, and I definitely feel bad for Rarity and for Gracie because they deserved better. You know who deserved better? Rarity and Gracie.
But there are a lot of you following me that don't even know that I have a YouTube channel. I don't know how you found me or anything like that, but yeah, just type in Amberlynn Reid, and yeah, the live stream was really good compared to last night. It was kind of hectic on it, but I'm also filming another little mini vlog for a short for YouTube, which one of those was posted today too. My mom was in it, and but yeah, I'm in such a
Wow, how chipper of you during the same stream. Okay.
better headspace compared to last night. Last night was crazy. I still have to straighten my hair, but I painted my nails on live stream. I did my makeup on live stream. It was really, really fun. And now I'm gonna go see if you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, and then I'll answer them on here.
I think it's fabulous that you're doing these shorts and that you're now starting to vlog during the shorts, and that you're vlogging on Snapchat. And I would just love to encourage you to keep doing that, Amber. Just keep doing that. We'd love to see it, as far as people not knowing that, you are on here and you don't know how they followed you. What does it matter? A lot of people, recently she's been complaining that people are not getting notified of her lives. The way that it works is, I think by the third time that you upload in one day, there's no more notifications, or that's the most amount of notifications a person could even get. And ask yourself this question: person gets 2 notifications, maybe they'll watch one, maybe they'll watch both. I'm sorry, both. But stop complaining, because she's been complaining on her YouTube a lot that people are not getting notifications. Well, stop live streaming 50 times a day, Pookie.
Yeah.
Yes, every single day. My heart is broken and wish the same thing. You're right. Hello. So, I still have not straightened my hair. I've just been...
Isn't it amazing how her face changes shape so frequently during this video? This is when the React community were like, oh my god, how many filters have you got going on? What kind of reality are you trying to create? What do you actually see in the mirror? Because is this part of the reason why you do it? Is it therapeutic to you to be able to see yourself in a filtered situation? Because that's not what you look like. Period. And animals are not props. She already said that she thinks she's allergic to the new cat, Romeo. So yeah, how long before Romeo gets offed?
Super busy and productive and just doing stuff.
I don't believe you at all. I don't believe you for a second. Just like I don't believe that ridiculous story that you said that you were cleaning for 7 hours without a break. Okay, when I clean, I take breaks, because most people do. No one can clean 7 hours without a break, but especially you, Pookie Lynn Reid, since you don't even clean the way that you claim. Everything she says is a lie. She's a known pathological deceiver. As far as your heart being broken every single day, are we talking about Tommy again? I'm sure. Listen, let me put it to you this way. I don't think that Amber was a good girlfriend, and I don't think that Tommy was perfect either. But Tommy went and exposed you on the internet now multiple times, and your heart is broken over somebody that did that. Ultimately, it wasn't the soft, gentle love that you claimed that it was. And in her live streams recently, she said, well, I was fooled by Tommy. No, you weren't. You didn't even know who she was. You jumped into the relationship just like you jumped to reaction channels' comments. Okay, you're obsessed with having a partner and being claimed on the internet. Let me tell you something, and I'm going to say this is advice for everybody. If you ever meet somebody and then in the very beginning it seems too good to be true, that it probably is. You know when it's real? When it doesn't seem too good to be true, when the person is imperfect right away. When a person seems too good to be true, they're hiding something. Amber, I don't feel bad for you at all, but are you seriously telling me that your heart is broken over Tommy, a person that exposed you twice? Okay, good. You know what? You deserve what's happening to you because of how badly you treated Tommy. The outrageous stress that you created for her and for her family. And you know what? You reap what you sow.
But it was a super fun TikTok. I have been like loving that song, and I just had like this idea. I haven't seen anyone else do it. Maybe there has been, I don't know. But I just had this idea of like how the song feels. It just feels free, like wind in the hair. I don't know. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. So I just did that. I should have worn earrings in it, but whoops, your girl's not on point. That's okay. I'm gonna edit a little bit of a short. I know people have been saying, oh my god, girl, like you should totally like vlog on Snapchat. So I'm trying to do a little bit of that, but I'm also trying to get some content for the YouTube. And
seriously, Amber, I mean, this is so disingenuous that I don't know how any of your followers could buy anything that you have to sell right now. Like, it's so disingenuous. It just, ooh, I think most of us, when we experience pain or loss or, a breakup or something like that, it's not something that we generally go live with right away. Um, because we have to process our emotions, go through mourning the loss of it, and then maybe we'll start talking about like why we're not with that person anymore, or whatever may be. I generally am the type of person that will at least try and be friendly, not like within the inner circle of exes, if they are capable of reciprocating that level of friendship. If they were more abusive than I want to ever touch again, then goodbye. Like, I'm out. Um, but also, I mean, I want you all to consider that Keemstar has been trying to get Amberlynn Reid onto the LoCal Universe network, and he's dangling Sweet Tea as the bait because Sweet Tea's a big fan of hers. This is not gonna go how you think. These people are not prepared to, like, when you tried to bring on Foodie last year, and now you guys are really seriously thinking about Amber. These people have very niche markets, and they're not going to be able to take the interaction of the other hosts that you allow to jump onto the shows unimpeded without, standing in call waiting. And they just crash the shows and go in and completely disrupt the flow of what's going on. She won't be able to handle that. She's not only that, she is a legal liability. And even if you hire her as a 1099, um, you will be responsible for what she does on your shows, just like you are with Gidgy, who also is a problem, and you still have the door open for her. My goodness. He's even talked about trying to get Grimm back on the show, and he was let go for downplaying the Holocaust. God damn, dude.
People keep asking me in my live stream, what's the initial on the necklace you were wearing? It was just this, which I showed in my short. It's just Ghostface with rhinestones. I wish I could wear it today, but it would be covered up, so. Anyway.
This is Amara.
I wish I could wear it today, but it would be covered up, so. Anyway, they're cuddling together, sleeping on my pillow.
These are smaller things, but Amber, please. She's talking about her TikTok. She did a TikTok where she's lip syncing with her hair flowing in the background about how happy she is that somebody's no longer in her life. Is that Tommy? The minute that Tommy would ask you to get back together right now, you would. And you've already admitted that you were in communication with Tommy, even when you went to the hospital. Why don't you have her blocked? I will tell you why. The reason that she did this TikTok, oh, well, you know, I'm so much more better without you in my life, is she's trying to get attention. And listen, I'm gonna tell you something. You know how like sometimes when you break up with somebody or you're not talking to them, but you don't want to like secretly, like most people don't want to admit this, right? Like you don't want to like block them because you're secretly waiting for a text from them. Yeah, it's a very, very typical thing that happens. People just don't want to talk about it. That's her. You would run to Tommy. So you making these TikToks completely irrelevant, okay? As far as you showing your cats, you know, who knows if
The thing is, before we get into the cats again, and I've already written this on other people's videos, reacts to what she's up to, and I might have stated it, I can't remember, but maybe even within this video, Tommy has partial custody. She has shared custody of her child with the ex-boyfriend, husband, whatever he was, right? There was significant discussion around her potentially losing access to her child over Amberlynn's videos, over her behavior, and that being used as a reason to call her an unfit mother. So that should have been the clear indication that it's over, girl. If you think that Tommy, as she calls her, is going to pick you over her own child, you're out of your goddamn mind.
these are some of the last times that you even see them because she cannot be trusted with animals at all. More point about the TikTok. I don't think there's anything wrong with copying trends. The reason that she tells you over there, oh, well, I haven't seen anyone do it, but maybe they did it, is because she has recently been called out for doing more than a trend. She copied verbatim every single word, every single thing another creator did. That's not copying a trend. That's copying that person. Copying a trend is doing a trend that everybody else does and putting your own spin on it, showing what you really yourself do. Honestly, Amber, this is petty and small, but since you brought it up, okay, honestly, do you really think that no one has sung songs on TikTok with their hair blowing in the wind? That's usually like a music video from the 90s. I'm telling you, the 90s are definitely calling Pookie Lynn Reid and asking for their personality back. One more point about that necklace that Amber was talking about. There was a mini drama on Snapchat where it was obvious that Amber was hiding this necklace that she had just purchased, okay? And some people were saying, is this the necklace that Tommy gave you? No, she just purchased this necklace. So what Amber then did is hide this necklace that she was wearing on her Snapchat. And then she decided to do a mini vlog in a short on YouTube in which she showed getting the necklace, that she purchased it. This is really important. And unboxing it on her YouTube channel. Why did she hide it on Snapchat? That's just because Amber doesn't realize that these are little things, but they become bigger things later. Things don't happen in a vacuum, and this is why her audience doesn't trust her. It's a petty, small thing that she was hiding the necklace and wanted to do the YouTube reveal. It's not a big deal that she wanted to do the reveal on YouTube. For me, it's not. But it's these little petty things where she's hiding the smaller things and then she's hiding the bigger things from her audience. So that's one thing. That's just Amber's personality, to be a deceiver. But deeper than that. So y'all understand what's going on here. This is my opinion, not a fact, but I'm 100 on this, okay? I believe what I'm saying is true. The reason that she didn't want to show it on Snapchat as much as she wanted to showcase it on her YouTube short, really, really, really important to show it on YouTube because she wants to write it off on her taxes that she purchased this, necklace. I mean, how much could it have cost? I don't think I don't know how much it cost, okay? But whatever the amount is, you even needed to write that off, huh, Pookie Lynn? Honestly, Amber, you are so transparent. So if she ever goes and actually is very, very adamant about showing something on her YouTube channel, it's just because, in my opinion, she wants to write it off on her taxes. I know what you all are about to say, that she's not allowed, that she can't do this. That's not what this conversation is about. This conversation is about what Amber's doing, not what is allowed. Pookie, a lot of people see right through you.
Virtuous launched their brand new love collection.
Pookie, a lot of people see right through you.
Okay, can we talk about this fake typing? Talk about the fake typing that she's doing. First of all, where are your thumbs, girl? Thumbs should be on the space bar. So based on the way you're typing, you're not putting any spaces between your words, but you're trying to act like you have the fastest typing speed ever. And people have already realized that your keyboard isn't even connected into the computer, so you're definitely not typing. You don't have some sort of job. I don't know why this needed to be a story arc for you, but those of us who have actually worked office jobs that involve typing could see right away that you're completely faking it.
That's me typing for real. If I was fake typing, big difference.
I mean, honestly, what do you all want me to say to this? Seriously. Amber, as an adult, you have to be able to see the differences between serious stuff that maybe people say and not so serious. Here's an example. You going to the emergency room at least once a month, which is obvious that you do. You just don't talk about it. You talk about it whenever you need to use it as an excuse so people pay attention to that instead of you being called out. Amber, sweetheart, you going to the emergency room all the time, you getting cellulitis all the time is a reason to be concerned. You sitting here and trying to prove to the bill payers, the haters, the congratulators, the non-congratulators, that you are typing for real. And then you even have an example of how to type for fake. If somebody gave me $1 million right now and said, can you please fake type on your keyboard? I would still not be able to buy 1 million garments with it because I have no... Does anyone even out there know how to fake type? Amber, what are you talking about? This is what you're spending your time on. Instead of at least, listen, I'm going to say it, at least go pre-record your videos for some Vlogmas. This is total nonsense, Pookie Lynn Reid. Okay, so this is more for Snapchat. Definitely black. I've been busy. She's getting asked, what color do you want to paint your nails next? Now, here's the thing. I wouldn't ordinarily post this, but the reason that I'm posting this in here is just to say. So, listen, I'm not saying that I'm the busiest person in the world. Far from that. I have a regular job. I do YouTube. I have to clean my house like the rest of you, right? Like I have to like do stuff. I have to get groceries. It's a typical lifestyle, right? Well, as you know, like for example, I always have my nails painted. So I find time to have my nails painted and she doesn't. She barely leaves the house, barely walks her dog because she doesn't want to. That's the reason. And mommy takes her to bingo once, maximum twice a week. And you have been so busy you can't paint your nails. Right. Okay, this one is amazing. So somebody says a lot of people believe you constantly watch reaction channels, which is something you've made a goal not to do. I just want to say that I don't know if this person's trolling her or they're being serious. Amber Reid has never made it a goal not to watch reaction channels. She is obsessed with, oh lordy, it's Kermie, oh lordy, it's Jordy. She's obsessed with reaction channels.
Yeah.
Here's how you have proved to us that you are interested in reaction channels, Amber. You regurgitate every single thing I have said for years. How do you know what I have said? You always know what Jordy's doing. You say that you watch him eat food in his car. This is very unusual. So basically, is there any way you can show you haven't been put to the speculations to rest so you could put the speculations to rest? Yes.
Oh, yeah. And part of this is that some reactors, I think Zachary Michaels is one of them, have actually been contacted by her, and she tried to include them in her confidence, um, to see if she could get like better coverage or whatever. And they did not comply, and sometimes it was revealed. I think Jordy might have been one of them, but what a silly thing to do! Like you're crossing a barrier, a line. Like it doesn't make sense to do that.
How would you like for me to prove it? And she tried proving it, but all she shows is that she doesn't watch reaction channels from her Amber channel. Look, it is my opinion, but I'm 100 on this. Amberlynn Reid has fake accounts and watches reaction channels from fake accounts. And the reason that I know that she 100% watches reaction channels is because all she does is sit around and repeat what we say. Amber, you're caught. It's too late.
At Wells Fargo, we get it.
You're caught. It's too late. Somebody says, I don't understand why people say you're typing gibberish. I remember your old ASMR videos on YouTube from typing, and you were such a fast typer, which I don't understand why this has become like the big thing. Now Amber's trying to prove to the haters, you know, the bill payers, that she's a fast typer. By the way, can't even show you the regular Snapchat because Amber posted something very inappropriate that I cannot show here. But what she did say is, oh my God, yes, what a major throwback. Amber, you're not a fast typer. And even if you were, it's not the flex that you think that it is. Now Amber's whole thing on YouTube is to prove to people that she's a fast typer. By the way, this is petty. I don't care. But she did take a typing test and she made a lot of mistakes. Amber, get over it. Somebody says, I've literally watched the letters you've clicked in your shorts. You're typing gibberish, but okay. Amber says I took a typing test in a recent live stream. Go watch. Again, you made a lot of mistakes. Here's what she does in all, like every single time she comes back for a new live stream or every single time she starts a new era of shorts or whatever, she starts to try to prove that she's like, I don't know, the best bingo player. I'm just giving an example. She hasn't exactly done that, but just as an example, now she's trying to prove that she's the best typist. Like, is this all you have? No one cares if you go to bingo or if you type fast. Who is actually trying to convince a bunch of grown adults that they're the best typist? Who?
Yeah, like how is that a flex, really? I mean, that basically qualifies you for like an office job, entry level, right? Cool. Um, I've never flexed my typing speed, but mine is 90, and I believe my dad's at like 110 or 120 because he's an organist for a living. So his typing speed is very fast. But it's not something. other than if it comes up in family conversation that we dwell on. That's such a weird thing.
Other than you was doing this. Okay, going forward, you're going to see some stuff that seems like small and petty things. But what I want to say is nothing happens in a vacuum. Small things grow into bigger situations. And the reason that she has such a bad relationship with her audience is because of how much she lies, how much she hides, and deeper than that, how listen, she already said that kindergartners, she pretty much thinks that they are much better than her audience, right? So that's what she said in her last live stream. So this is just a little disrespectful things that keep happening. You may have done this already, but liner routine, I have to remember to do it next time. The reality here is that she's been asked to do a eyeliner routine for as long as I can remember. I think she did do her eyeliner before in videos, but she never shows it, okay? So people are asking her to do this. Why don't you have some basic common courtesy to the people that are paying your bills and just do it at least once? Because she does not care about her audience. Okay, so there's a question about Billie Eilish. Somebody says, I thought you couldn't listen to Billie Eilish anymore. And Amber's answer is the most manipulative, ridiculous thing I've ever heard of. Nope, that was not ruined for me. That was never ruined for me. What do you mean? Okay, so she has extensively said that people on the internet ruin things for you. Let me tell you something, okay? This is just a job, and public figures understand that there's certain things that come with this job. Don't look yourself up and nothing will be quote unquote ruined for you. This is my personal opinion. There's nothing that can actually be ruined for her. She has the permanent victim mentality. Only you're not a victim of the internet. You're a recipient of lots and lots of money. Hey, this next one I decided to include just because it's the continuous lies for me. This looks average, but it's not. Can you go live again soon? Okay. She says, I'm at my grandma's, so I can't go live, but maybe I will tonight or tomorrow. And she did end up going live. But here's the thing, that's not the lot. Amber has extensively, if you don't know, has lied extensively about her relationship with her grandma. Grandma kicked her out when she was 18. She continuously lied and said they had a fabulous relationship, but Aunt Tammy has exposed that these two have a terrible relationship fight and that Amber wouldn't respond to grandma's texts and messages even though grandma was sick. So the thing is, when you say that you're at your grandma's house, it's all with the promise of implying that there's a great relationship. We know all the tea from Aunt Tammy. Not that she's continuously lied about everything. This next one is so weird to me. I'm just going to read it out. You made 55 mistakes in your typing test, Coral. Amber says, quote, that specific typing test, you can't backspace. So when you're used to being able to backspace, you mess up big time. Ooh, because you're naturally already typing the next letter. But since you can't backspace, it confuses you and counts as a mistake. Amber, I'm saying this to you not as a drama channel or just like person that watches you, just like if I was your friend in real life. Get help soon. You are fighting with people on the internet and actually trying to make yourself out to be the best typist in the world. What are you talking about? Let's move on to part 2 of the Tommy breakdown live streams that I didn't get to. Things I didn't get to say.
All right. I'm only about 4 to 5 minutes away from the end of this video, but my recap of it has gone much longer than that, just adding my own, thoughts and opinions about this. I think I'm not a medical specialist, but I think that she has purposely put herself in this position because she believes that there's a fetish for it and that she can manipulate the people around her to do things for her as a result of it, despite the fact that she makes more money than probably all of them. She still wants them to spend their hard-worked money on taking care of her and pitying her. That's where I think we are with Amberlynn Reid. So anyway, that is my Sunday morning recap. And yeah, man, if she actually does become part of the LCU universe, that is a true testament to how disingenuous Daniel Keem is to actually providing entertainment and firing all of the people that actually were entertaining, or, having constant harassment against people who are still entertaining in that network, or pairing them with people that um, will tank their shows. It's a very bizarre look. Um, a lot of those shows have either not experienced any growth, or are stagnant. Well, I guess that's the same thing, right? Or they've lost numbers. And so he's constantly shuffling things around. That's not a good idea either, because probably a lot of the viewership over there is somewhere on the autism spectrum. And from raising my own child who has Asperger's, I can tell you that switching up situations for people in with that going on is always going to cause problems. Um, and for me personally, even covering the network is getting difficult, because I can only watch one show now. There's only one show left that I can still watch. Can't with these guys. Um, but anyway, yes, if you do want to see like longer versions of Amberlynn spiraling out of control, check Oh Lordy, It's Jordy, Pulpy Syntax, um, French Fried Girl. They all did stuff on this on Saturday, and I imagine a lot of other channels did as well. But those are the ones that I got bits and pieces of on Saturday in and out of sleep. So, oh my goodness. All right. Happy Sunday, you guys.